loves, and welcome to another vlog. We are going to be trying to do another themed vlog because Sunday we'll be doing the live show for the POC book club pick Body and Soul Food, which I'm super excited about. So cozy mysteries. Last week cozy fantasy, this week cozy mysteries, and depending on how things go, we may or may not finish our 2 cozy fantasies that we didn't finish last week, but we will see. Neither of those have to be finished this month. I just want to finish them. So we are going to, as usual, save Body and Soul Food for the day before the live show, which means to start off with, I have Against the Current by Olivia Matthews, which is another cozy mystery by a Black author. Then we have A Shady Hollow by Janu Black, and this is a cozy fantasy but also a mystery where we have woodland creatures who are trying to solve a murder mystery, which seems super adorable. And then last but not least to choose from, I have A Curious Beginning by Deanna Rayborn. So this is a Veronica Speedwell mystery. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. I'm actually really excited about all of these, if I'm being honest with you. I am super excited. I don't know what I want to start with though. Morning. So it is the next day and I am about halfway through Against the Current. So this is about a woman who is trying to open her own bakery and a rival bakery shop. They have an altercation and shortly after someone ends up dead and she's implicated. And so obviously she wants to clear her name and takes on the detective role to try and find out who actually killed this guy. And so far, I am enjoying this quite a bit. So I started off just reading and annotating, and about 3 chapters in, I started listening to the audiobook while reading along and annotating, and I am so glad that I ended up doing it. It is narrated by Jenna Edwards, and I love her Caribbean accents for some of the characters, specifically Granny and some of the older patrons that visit the shop. Oh, it feels like a warm hug for me. If you guys don't know, I am Jamaican, and so that definitely reminds me of my own grandmother who had a Caribbean accent, along with some of my family members, aunts, uncles, etc. And so hearing that definitely just makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and so I really liked that. In addition, I find that the main character is very relatable to me. So I find myself highlighting things and being all like, yes, same. I find that very fun. Overall, I'm having a really good time, and I am excited to figure out what happened and continue with the series, because I believe this is the first in the Spice Island Bakery series, and the next one's supposed to come out, I believe, sometime this year, hopefully soon. So we are doing good. We're doing good. I have a little bit more time before I have to start work, so I'm going to continue reading Against the Current. I am a little tempted to start another book before I finish this so I can have a couple of books going at the same time. That's not usually my vibe, but I don't know why. Hello, welcome. It is time for a chatty update where I'm going to talk about different things going on. So I have some planner, stationery, book updates, all that good stuff. I ended up buying this pouch on Amazon to keep all of my planner stuff. This has been great. I also have created these logs. So I have a content log, which I've been terrible at using, and a plant log, which has been absolutely fantastic, where I just kind of log the different things that I do for plant care, and I love it. Today, as you can see, I watered and fertilized pretty much everything that I have in my house. I spritzed pretty much everything that likes being spritzed. I noted that we planted the rest of the shrub trees outside yesterday. These little stars mean that I have a video log for it as well, which I basically just have a folder on my desktop with the logs in it and photos of how the plants are looking, because I want to be a better plant mom. I suck at it and I don't want to. I did also start doing daily card pulls, which has been fun in my daily section here of the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I just put the stamp here of the card pull, and then in my commonplace diary, I write out my journaling related to it. So that has been a lot of fun. I also switched over to using the commonplace journal in general, and I like it, except that I need a full year and I don't want to have to do stickers because this is the half year undated version. So I technically ordered a Hobonichi Cousin, which should be coming this weekend, and I plan on using it. I have also got blotting paper. I'm using things more often, specifically this little date stamp. You will see this a lot. I've been using it here. I've been using it a little bit on these project cards that I started using. So this project card has a start date and then an end date sort of situation. And then onto books, I have also been using it when I annotate books. So on the different days, also when I finish it, along with different times in between, which has been a lot of fun to do and keep track of in the different books that I annotate. Yesterday, I finished Against the Current by Olivia Matthews. This one is narrated by Janina Edwards. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I did have a lot of issues annotating the mass market paperback. Like, the size was awkward, things didn't lay flat, things would slip. It was a pain in the butt. I still had fun doing it. The story in general was fun. I liked the characters. I loved the audio narration. I listened along as I was reading. It was good. I wouldn't say that the story or anything was super amazing. I did guess the mystery, but I technically guessed a whole bunch of different things, so something was bound to stick, so that's not a super big surprise. Excited to continue with the story. I did think that some of the family moments were a little bit cheesy, but in general, I did enjoy the family element. It was a fun time. After finishing this, I did decide to continue the bookshop and the Barbarian, which I ended up starting in the last vlog and not finishing. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this vlog either, but I have made some progress. I am enjoying it. The Prince of Sorrows, which I also started and haven't gotten very far into, and just this one I especially doubt I'm going to finish this week. So these ones I'm probably going to finish next week, but I did make some progress on it. And then lastly, for our little update, I am planning on starting Shady Hollow by Janu Black, which is the next book for our cozy mystery theme this week. I am a little bit behind. It's Thursday. I've literally finished one and haven't started any other ones, but we will see how things go. Okay. Fun new development. I just got a From the Library of Tatiana Vogt stamp, so that all of the books that I annotate, I can stamp. Well, look at that. How neat. It's blotting paper. The other books that I'm currently reading as well, because I have a problem. Perfect. Blotting paper's coming in clutch. love it. Hello, future me here to tell you what Shady Hollow is all about, because originally I was rambling. So basically this is a fun fantasy woodsland murder mystery, and we have our main character who is a reporter for the newspaper of this small sleepy town where nothing really goes on, but somebody ends up dead and she finds herself in the middle of the investigation trying to figure out what happens and give the people the scoop. It's very cute and simple, but I will say it's not the type of book that I really feel compelled to annotate, which is an interesting experience. And then on top of that, I don't really feel connected to any of the characters, but I did find myself enjoying the way things were going and interested in seeing where the book would take me. So what the fuck? That snow was done. What is happening? No, Minnesota. So you said you didn't want snow? Let's give you hail. What the heck? Holy cannoli. Good morning. So I have book updates. Pretty excited. First off, I finished Shady Hollow this morning by Janu Black, and I'm giving it 3 stars. I did enjoy it. I do plan on continuing with the series. It wasn't a favorite. I wasn't compelled to annotate or really engage with the book. It's a good book to just listen to the audiobook while you're doing chores or something like that. And that is valuable. So this kind of makes me feel the way that I do about romances, where even if the romance isn't great to me, I still have a good time. That's not bad. On the flip side though, I also started A Curious Beginning by Veronica Speedwell, and I am not very far into this, so I shouldn't be giving you an update yet, but I can't help it. I'm only 4 pages in. I am highlighting up a storm. I'm enjoying the audio narration. I'm enjoying the character. I'm just really enjoying it so far, and I'm only 4 pages in. Hi, hello, good morning. So I have some book updates for you. Things are not going as planned. Let's just say that right off the bat. So yesterday I started A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. I didn't even get halfway through yet, but I am thoroughly enjoying this. We have a character, Veronica Speedwell, who at the beginning of the story, her aunt or whatever dies, and she's all like, all right, I can finally live my life the way I want to live. And so she takes this opportunity to go off, except before she gets a chance, she's almost abducted and ends up in the life of some person who seems to have a connection to her biological mother's past that she doesn't know too much about. And before he has a chance to really answer any questions, he ends up dead. And so now I think she's about to be on the run, trying to figure out what's going on, and she is currently working with that guy's friend, and there's gonna be some tension. Then, to kind of round out the end of the day, because I was just feeling classics, I ended up picking up Wuthering Heights and reading a little bit more of this last night. Not very far still. I still absolutely hate Mr. Lockwood, the narrator of the story. He gets on my nerves, but I am still kind of enjoying the process of reading the book regardless. So that's interesting, and hopefully next week I'll be able to finish this, but we'll see. And then last but not least, the piece de resistance. I don't know the phrase, but I have started Body and Soul Food by Abby Collette, which is the POC book club for, what was it, like February, March, which we have the live show for tomorrow. So today's the day to read and finish and get all of my thoughts and stuff, and I am currently 18 pages into it and I'm struggling. Not good. Not a good sign. So I love the idea. We have these two twin siblings who were separated when they were younger and have recently rekindled, and they are in the process of putting together a bookshop and cafe because one of them cooks and one of them is a librarian. Someone close to them ends up kicking the bucket and they're gonna end up figuring all of that out. So someone just died, things are happening, and the scene seems so unrealistic. Like it's so awkward. It's not believable. The things that the characters are doing, like they feel stiff. I feel like everybody's kind of just standing there just like, maybe the writing isn't for me. It's not looking good, but I'm still super early on. I want to like this. I want to like this a lot. I was so excited, and I bought the sequel. And money's a little tight right now, so I don't need to be owning sequels to books I don't want to continue. Whoo, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it's too early to really say whether or not I fully dislike this book because I like elements of it. I feel like it's really just the writing style because like there's things that are happening that I'm like, I get what you're trying to do. I don't think you achieved it, right? Like that's the feeling that I have right now, and that's not the feeling that I want to have. So today is all about finishing this. Hopefully I can get more through it faster. I might try and annotate a little bit less so I can speed up the process. Pray for me, you guys. I really hope this turns around and I really enjoy it. But we're off to a bumpy start. He's not starting off well. Oh, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Sometime later, another quick update on Body and Soul Food. I am, 42 pages in at this point, still pretty early on. I'm feeling more neutral about the book again. I will admit that there are some aspects of this book that I adore, but I still do have those moments that were kind of annoying. But we'll see how I feel a little bit further on. I am on neutral grounds again, which is good. So I could end up liking this book, even though there were some moments in the beginning not my favorite. I mentioned that the actual scene around discovering the murdered person, or in this case, the dead person, they don't actually know yet if they're murdered, I was like, was very unrealistic. Now, after the initial moment, things started, you know, making more sense, feeling believable, and then we had the characters kind of sit around and make observations and doing some guesswork, which I loved. I absolutely loved that. And so there are some things that I really like and some things that I really don't like. So it is early on, so we could go either way, but I wanted to give you that update because real quickly things have already changed. I'm just like flipping back and forth with this book. It's gonna be a great one to do for the POC book club though. Like I'm glad I picked it because like I really am all over the place with my thoughts and opinions. There's different things on both sides of the coin that I can talk about, and that makes for a great book club discussion. I did technically get my first ever Hobonichi planner, and I'm probably gonna spend a little bit of time on this because I've been wanting it for a while. I'll do this first and then get back to reading, and I'll give you an update. Hopefully when I'm halfway through or further. I keep coming and giving you updates and I'm not supposed to, but thoughts and things. So future me will let you know what's going on. Okay, I have finally made it halfway through Body and Soul Food by Abby Collette. I am thoroughly enjoying the book at this point. I am having fun annotating and tabbing. I technically am not reading along anymore, but what I'm doing is anytime something screams out to me, I pause, I find the page, I highlight, I put my little tab. It makes things go a lot faster in the grand scheme of things because I'm not highlighting everything. I'm gonna be really excited to have the conversation tomorrow, which, by the way, I should probably let you guys know what the next one is. Our April-May book is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and we will have a live show in June. And then a reminder for Pride, our June-July pick is the Sunbearer Trials. And then our final book for the year, August-September, is The Witchery by S. Isabel. This is a pick for my birthday because I wanted something witchy, and my birthday's in September. So I was all like, yeah, let's do a witchy read for my birthday. And we will do the live show in October. So if you want to participate in the POC book club and chat and hang out with me, these are the books that we have for the rest of the year. Good morning and welcome to the last day of the vlog. OMG. This has actually been a relatively successful vlog for me, I think. And I have a lot of updates for you. So first off, yesterday I successfully finished Body and Soul Food by Abby Collette. I struggled with it in the beginning, but ended up enjoying it quite a bit towards the end. We do have the live show for it today, and I will probably give you my final thoughts after the live show because I'm sitting between some stars and I need to talk it out. But I did end up enjoying it, and I will continue with the series, so obviously it's relatively positive. Then I finally finished The Bookshop and the Barbarian from last week. This is by Morgan Stang. It is a kitschy, cozy, funny, cute, cozy fantasy. So it doesn't fit with the cozy mystery vibes of this week because I was supposed to read it with the cozy fantasy. Don't at me, okay? It was a busy, busy time and I didn't get around to it, but I finished it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed parts of this. I feel like it is probably somewhere between a really high 3 stars and a low 4 stars because there were some moments where it dragged. When I was reading it, I really enjoyed it. I don't know, there were just some moments where I was like, okay, let's move on. We have a character who goes to a new town to buy a bookshop and live a life, and unfortunately, right off the bat, her dreams are thwarted when there are some goblin squatters, but apparently goblins are an endangered species, so the town's guards refuse to do anything, and she needs to go into the seedy part of town to find a barbarian to help her with her problem, and a lot of things happen along the way, and it's adorable, it's sweet, it's very funny, it's very kitschy. There's quizzes in here. The author mentions, oh, this is something you might want to remember. Like, there's just this silly, stupid, cute things that happened that was a lot of fun that I really, really, really enjoyed, even though I will admit there were some times where I was like, okay, can we get on with it? You know, I also didn't realize it's a new release from this year, so if you haven't heard it, check it out. It is fun. Then I did continue A Curious Beginning, and I got a little bit further. We're not halfway through. I am enjoying it. I will admit there's not as much mystery as I was expecting, but I did see Jorderline's review recently that she said the same thing, and so I was kind of expecting that, and I don't mind it so far, but I'm not far enough into it. Originally, I was thinking I was gonna finish this today because obviously you're expecting me to finish it for this video, but I kind of don't want to, if I'm being honest. I kind of want, you know, to read a little bit more and then spend a couple more days to slowly get through it. It's been kind of fun. It's taking the time to annotate and reading a little bit every day, and I don't know. And then lastly, today, I started continuing Rust in the Root by Justina Ireland, which is a bestie TBR book pick. So I'm gonna have a specific vlog for them. But I will say, it's very interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this. There are some elements in this book that I really like from one of my favorite series from this author, Dread Nation and Deathless Divide. But it's also not gripping me quite the same way. We have a character who has gone to, I think, like New York or something so that she can get her mage's license or something, but it's in a world where necromancy is fighting against mage work, and a lot of the mages tend to be black, which is one of the reasons why they're kind of putting all of these limitations on it. And there are some cool things regarding it. I'm just not that gripped, which is really frustrating. Like, I just find myself just being all like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's a good audiobook to listen to, but like, I'm just not engaged as much as I was hoping I would be. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but I am still enjoying it. Technically, I don't see this being a super high rating unless like some real crazy stuff goes down. Okay, I am here on the show with all the lovely POC book club members. I guess I don't know for sure if you guys are actually part of the POC book club or if you're just here to hang out. Regardless, thank you so much. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, bye. Okay, you guys, I just finished the POC book club chat for Body and Soul Food. I had a fun time talking about this. I did, of course, as I mentioned, have some internet problems. We had some internet problems. So there's a bit of a struggle. I could tell that there were some issues happening. People were hopping in and out, and I have no clue how much of it was just because quality was trash. Or, I mean, like, that does tend to happen, but I had a lot of people come in and there wasn't a lot of staying. Like, it was just back and forth, which I think was more of a connection problem than anything. Towards the end, things got well, and we did have some people, you know, hang out and chat and stuff like that. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you were able to come, I'm so sorry if the quality was crap for you. Hi, hello. We have come to the end of the video and I have some updates. I just finished the live show for Body and Soul Food. Thank you so much for everybody who hung out with me. I will say that this is probably a solid 3 stars. I wanted to like it more than I did, but I did enjoy it in the end. I'm on the struggle bus. I feel like these are for different people. Neither of them were 5 stars for me, and I really just wish that they were, but I will continue. Both of them I liked enough in the end. This one was a struggle in the beginning, but in the end, I liked them both to continue. And unfortunately, same is true for Shady Hollow. It was a blah time. This was probably my least favorite of all of the ones that I read. I had no connection with it at all. But it was cute and cozy and that was fun. And then of course, the book that I've been enjoying the most, A Curious Beginning, I haven't finished. I'm not even halfway through, so I have no clue what my final thoughts are going to be. But I'm going to close out this vlog here because I need to do some video editing, prep for the next week, all of that stuff. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Include some food emojis if you made it this far. Maybe like a pancake stack. That doesn't make any sense, but for some reason, that's just what I thought of. I don't know what food emojis there are, but any of them, include them down below if you made it this far, and I will catch you in the next video. Until next time,